I have done a lot of praise for the Sega Master System on my channel. It's a really cool console with a lot of awesome games. But that being said, not every game released for the Master System was a masterpiece. In fact, there are a few that are downright terrible. And today, I'm looking at 10 of the worst games on the Master System. But before we get into that, if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that sub button because I have plenty of Master System content for you to binge on, including retrospectives, more countdowns, and a complete video counting down all 273 Master System games. Alright, plug your nose because these Master System games stink. So, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10 is Running Battle. Running Battle is a brawler-type beat-em-up game where the player has to beat up waves and waves of thugs. The story is about a city taken over by the sinister M and his Soldiers of Darkness. You control a policeman named Gray who sets out alone to destroy the gang and avenge the murder of his partner Brody. Unlike most games of the genre, the player can only move left and right, but not up or down. The gameplay is very basic. The character's movements involve only punching, jumping, ducking, and jump kicking. A number of items which appear in the levels can be found, and these include health, temporary boost in strength, and several types of firearms. But simply, the game does not play well at all. The levels are long and they lack variety, and going back to the start when continuing to play is quite frustrating. The end level villains are also disappointing, small, and unimaginative. Perhaps the worst part is the hit detection, which is a huge point of frustration. Coming in at number 9 is Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 is a collection of 5 arcade and puzzle games. Based on the second installment of the popular Hollywood series Back to the Future, this movie conversion has Marty McFly and Doc Brown travel through time to stop their arch-rival Biff from changing the future. The game consists of 5 parts, each inspired by one of the movie's more memorable scenes. The 5 games that you can play are Hoverboard Chase, Jennifer's Rescue, Beat Biff, Band Puzzle, and Hoverboard Chase 2. And guess what? They all stink. There are some games with a difficulty level that keeps you playing for ages, determined for you to have your best effort to beat that game. But Back to the Future 2 has a frustration level that will have you reaching for the off button in no time. Number 8, Ace of Aces. Ace of Aces is a first-person 2D flight simulation. You're on board a British RAF Mosquito Maverick fighter bomber. Your mission? Stop every enemy train, intercept the terrible German V-1 buzz bombs, sink the German U-boats, and down the Nazi bombers. Ace of Aces is a sad, shambling parody of a flight simulator. It's nothing to do though with the depth of the simulation. There's quite a lot to do and plenty of things to blow up, but this is all overshadowed by the truly awful in-game graphics. The control method for accessing all of the instruments is done fairly well, but in the heat of battle, it's very finicky and serves just to annoy you. The sound is almost laughable with a single note engine and simple shooting noise effects. Even if you are incredibly desperate for a flight simulation on the Master System, avoid this game at all costs. Number 7, the Smurfs. The evil Gargamel has captured 3 of the Smurfs so that he can have them for dinner. One of the Smurfs must go on a dangerous journey and rescue the captured Smurfs. Beat the first 2 bosses to rescue the first 2 Smurfs, and then you can take on Gargamel. Make your way through forests, swamps, mountains, mines, and more. Also, you can ride storks, mine carts, and logs to defeat Gargamel and his minions. So, why does this game suck? Well, it uses an ancient platform formula even for the time of its release. This makes a very poor Master System game, with very little to keep you interested. The game engine feels like it's consistently struggling to keep up, which results in some awful screen tearing. The collision detection is wonky, and you'll likely lose many lives by falling straight through the platform objects. Number 6. Great Ice Hockey. In Great Ice Hockey, one must use the Sega Sports Pad to play the game. One must stroke the roller ball to try and pass, skate, shoot, and score. The team that ends up with the most goals as regulation time runs out wins. The game plays as a regular hockey match. 2 difficulty settings are there, Junior and Senior, and are an option for amateur or more skilled players. The player is assigned to the US hockey team and then can choose from a number of other opponents from various countries. The problem is, only the most obsessed completionists would ever want this game. It was only released on the NTSC market, so you PAL players out there may find value in this only for your collection. But I can say with complete assurance there is no one in the world that would actually enjoy playing this game. Number 5. California Games 2. This is the sequel to California Games, but this time you will compete in hang gliding, skateboarding, bodyboarding, and snowboarding. Every event looks dated and the gameplay is simple. And to top it off, there's really not enough events. The whole game is just plagued by a lack of variety and quality. Number 4. Marksman shooting / trap shooting. These 2 games allow you to use the Sega's light phaser to your advantage. In Marksman shooting, you shoot red spots on a several number of targets in order to score points before they disappear. Try to shoot at least 10 targets, otherwise your qualification score may be a little low. If you beat the qualification score, you proceed to the next round. Otherwise, the game ends. In the other game, trap shooting, shoot the discus that are thrown into the air. If you miss them, then they will fall into the distance. Your gun is reloaded after each go. Now, neither marksman shooting nor trap shooting are bad or poorly made. They're just really, really boring. Number 3. F16 Fighting Falcon. In this game, you are flying the F16 Fighting Falcon, the most advanced jet fighter in the world. In this carefully crafted simulation, your mission is to take down all enemy jets and remain airborne as possible. You are equipped with your standard gun, plus some missiles that you can use to take out the enemies. The number of missiles that you have vary between each level. Furthermore, each level is difficult than the last, with more enemy jet fighters that you have to take down. Now, here is where the problem is. When an enemy is destroyed, it just vanishes from the screen. If not for a level complete message, you would never know that you were making any progress at all. Along with the bland graphics and weak sound, there is also boring gameplay. Players simply fly around trying to shoot enemy fighters. Of course, that is what flight combat simulation is all about, but this one has no rewards. You never see your plane, and there is no landscape at all. Number 2, Pit Fighter. In the pit, it's mean, it's tough, and it's no place for the faint-hearted. Take on all comers. The fighting is below the belt, and rules don't even exist. Survival and prize money are the only things that matter. Welcome to the motherfucking world of Pit Fighter. Well, Pit Fighter was never designed for the 8-bit systems, and it shows. The graphics are small and badly defined, and the gameplay is repetitive and slow. This is nothing but an awful button masher, and you will quit immediately. Alright, here we go. The worst game on the Sega Master System. And for some of you, this isn't going to be a surprise. Help Alf get to Mars to see his friends Skip and Rhonda. Alf's latest adventure takes him out of the Tanner household and into suburbia, the depths of subterranean caves, the bottom of a lake, and even the moon. As Alf looks for parts to build his space scooter, he is continually hounded by the ATF, or the Alien Task Force, who will stop at nothing to keep Alf from reaching his goal. However, Alf is not completely defenseless, as he can buy and trade for items that will keep him out of sight and away from their clutches. Okay, let's see here. Poor collision detection, check. Badly designed graphics, check. Limited sound effects, check. Repetitive enemies, check. And that about does it. Alf is the worst game on the Sega Master System. But you know what? If you liked Alf, tell me why in the comments below, and if you believe another game on this console is worse, then tell me that game and tell me why it's worse than Alf. Alright, so there you have it, the 10 absolute most worst games on the Sega Master System. Now, usually I praise the system, but I mean, come on. Every console has a few bad games. Let me know some of the games that I missed in the comments below, and while you're there, make sure you subscribe to this channel to watch plenty of more countdowns and Master System content. Thanks for watching.